The forum in 2014. I hope you all had very nice breaks. I hope Father Christmas found you wherever you were, and that unlike me you avoided the Christmas panto. But on a serious note, last week there was some very salutary statistics coming out around youth unemployment. There are now 900,000 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK who are out of work. 440,000 of those are what they call long-term unemployed. And of that group, 1 in 3 has contemplated suicide. 440,000 of them in some way attribute mental illness to being unemployed. So obviously, if you're one of those young people, that is a very serious problem. But I think for society as a whole, this is also a very serious problem. We have a group of people who are growing up disenfranchised from society. And society is looking to business to solve this problem. And it's important to note that it's not only asking it to solve this problem, but it's also rewarding business for solving this problem as well. There were two, I think, very important studies that came out last year. The first was the Meaningful Brand Index by Havas, which showed that the meaningful brands, or those with social purpose, have outperformed stock markets by 120% over a period of time. We also saw Harvard Business Review show that the high sustainability companies in the long term outperform those their peers. So clearly this is an area of opportunity for business and for society. But if we draw it down to an organisational level, this is really an issue of allocating capital and changing how we allocate capital. And that's why tonight's event, the CFO in society, is of great importance, because if the CFO gets this agenda, everything becomes much easier. We're going to hear from some great minds tonight. We will start with John Rogers, the CFO of Sainsbury's. He will give us our keynote. Then he will be joined on stage by Emma Howard-Boyd of Jupiter Asset Management. And I'll let Emma introduce her other panellists when she comes on stage. I've just been hearing about an amazing bicycle ride you've done, Emma, which you might mention, I don't know. But we're big fans of Emma and what she's done to take sustainability into the investment community. We've also got in the audience tonight Ed Gillespie, the brilliant and notorious Ed Gillespie, who's on our Twitter handle. So what could possibly go wrong? And we have you, our audience. So we have a pretty full house. We have a great opportunity tonight. So let me just introduce John Rogers. John is the CFO of Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is a company that's getting increasingly bold, I think it's fair to say, on the issue of sustainability. We admire the way it's embracing transparency. It was the first company to use our Going Naked format here, where it basically put its strategy out, sustainability strategy out, for peer review by 200 people. I also see its experience in the choir as similarly going down that road of transparency and vulnerability, which I think is a very important point. Sainsbury's been increasingly outspoken on key issues around fair tax, on the value of values, which is what John will talk to us tonight. But it's also notable that John has recently become the co-chair of Accounting for Sustainability's CFO network. So ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to put your hands together for John Rogers.